Hello everyone. Cheers. Good morning. I should have put more coffee in here. This is the last of my cold coffee from yesterday. Yay, cold coffee. Oh, hey, Tiara. Oh. Seriously, Chris and Mandy are going to love that, the tiara they gave me is my favorite one. It's my new favorite one. Plus, I just love that. I mean, it's small enough. I mean, yeah, if I could tear off this headbandy part, I would. I don't wear it like a headband. I slide it in this way. If I wear it as a headband, this part will give me a headache. But I love that it's just, it's beautiful and detailed, but also thin enough to slide in like a bag instead of, I don't need a box to hold it, which is really nice. Hi, Caro! Mwah! Love you so much. I did not get to spend enough time with you at Dragon Con. I did not get to spend enough time with everyone at Dragon Con. There were so many people I saw for 15 seconds. And I'm so glad that during that 15 seconds, I stopped to hug pretty much everybody that I saw because I knew that might be our only 15 seconds. Some people I expected to have more with, like Tish. Nope, that 15 seconds was all I got. And I was very sad about that. And if you're talking to me, I can't see the chat. So, where is it's literally right in front of me. I am not awake yet. All right, let's open up this computer. Oh my gosh, why am I not in New England? Woo! I want to be in New England. And the only reason that I'm not leaving is because there are people that I want to see on the way up there, and my timing has to set a certain timing. If it wasn't these people and then their timing, I would have left for Lily's house like days ago. And I don't sign on to social media much, but the couple times I have, it has shown me memories. This time last year, oh, you were watching Adam Ezra and you were up north. Yep. Nope. All right. Hold on. Where am I? So I can see the chat because I cannot see anyone chatting and there are 3 people in here. Hello, everyone. Hello. If you are saying hello, I will be able to say hello in a minute. I mean, I could say hello now. Hello. But I will know that you are saying hello to me as soon as I click on this thing. It's just taking a minute to load. So, and this is my magical cup. I got so many presents at Dragon Con. This year, I'm telling you, this is the essay that I'm going to write for Dragon Con this year is about giving and how amazing this year was. I got handed presents left and right. It was crazy. Oh look, I can read Caro's stuff now. It was crazy con. Hi Drew. A first day without caffeine. Bless you. Hi Trellin. You were at the Renfest memories. Okay, so this was an unexpected gift because Kit has this weird thing, and maybe it's true. So she was selling all of these are her tea dragons. Aren't they fantastic? This is the matcha tea dragon. She has her book with all the recipes of how to make the teas. And these dragons were actually drawn with the tea. I mean, they were illustrated using tea and also color, but the tea. So this is the matcha tea dragon, which is why he's so chill and asleep. And she sold these cups, these mugs, at her table at Dragon Con. And this was the last one. And so on Monday, on the last day, she takes the mug and she hands it to me. And she says, here, last mug. And I said, hi, Esther. And I said, what are you doing? Hi, Nat. And she said, last mug. And just hands it to me. And I was like, I don't understand. I mean, I will take it from you. Do you want me to purchase it from you? I don't. What do you want? She says, no one buys the last mug. The last mug will sit there and no one will purchase it for whatever reason. Which is interesting that she said that because, let me tilt this down a little bit. Because I had one copy of Alpha Oops Halloween. I had forgotten to bring Alpha Oops Halloween, but I had the one display copy. No one bought it the entire Dragon Con. So it's this last thing, the last mug theory is that if there's one of something left, no one will buy it. Which is interesting because I did sell my last copy of Enchanted, my display copy of Truth About Cats and Wolves. I mean, I sold my, display copies of things, but I did not sell Halloween. And Kit did not sell this mug in time for her to just go, here you go. So this was one of my, and not one of my last. I got gifts after that. But I love this mug, and I have had coffee out of it almost every day. You know what? I should bring it with me. I go to Lily's house, and of course she has all these amazing mugs because she makes many of them herself. Maybe I won't bring it. Lily's mugs are amazing. She has real life pottery, like real pottery, and I have some pottery mugs that are also some of my favorite mugs. But yeah, I should just use Lily's mugs. Lily has a saying that you only rent pottery. Like you get to use it for a limited time because at some point in time you're going to smash it. You can't have it again. Which is more zen than anything. I mean, last mug is a very, capitalism saying. But being only being able to rent pottery, being with it just for a limited time is more of a zen thing. It's kind of like cake. It's ephemeral art. It's art that's only going to be there for a limited time, so you need to appreciate it while it's there. It's drawing a beautiful thing on a dry erase board or an Etch-a-Sketch. It's ephemeral and it's gonna go away. Drawing in the sand, it's ephemeral. So appreciate it while it's there because it's going to be gone. It's a sunset. So pottery is poetry. Pottery is a sunset. Appreciate it while you have it. I thought that was a very beautiful sentiment. I miss your face. Yay! I look forward to DragonCon 2020 as well. I still haven't processed DragonCon 2019. I'm at the point, I go through stages. I should talk about this too. It's kind of like the stages of, not grieving, but the stages of DragonCon aftermath. So there's exhaustion, and then you recover from the exhaustion. And then there are the things you still have to do, like post pictures, which it feels like, oh, you didn't post these during the con, now you've missed your window. But you haven't really. So I still have a bunch of pictures to post. I still want to write my essays about DragonCon, but it's not that I haven't processed DragonCon yet. I'm just not ready to process the essays yet. For whatever kind of sense that makes, I'm just not ready. I don't want to let it go. Maybe if I just keep thinking about DragonCon and keeping it with me, something amazing will reveal itself to me that I haven't experienced yet. But the experiences are over. DragonCon is done. But I don't know. The magic lives inside me, if that makes any sense. It sounds a little silly, but yeah. So I'm not ready to be finished processing DragonCon yet. And last year when I wrote my essays, man, I had some amazing moments last year. I had some beautiful moments this year, but not quite as amazing as last year. But that's okay. Having beautiful moments is not anything to be sniffed at. I wrote all those when I was at Lily's house, and I kind of want to wait. I mean, September's not even over yet, okay? I kind of want to wait until I'm at Lily's house to finish, because then I will be in, my safe, cool, beautiful space, surrounded by my leaves and my home, my New England home. And yeah, I don't know, Florida just doesn't seem like the right venue in which to be able to process all of DragonCon. Good morning, Charlie. So yesterday, I'm still trying to do so much stuff. I could pack up and just leave, right? I could just pack up and leave. But I'm trying to get as much done as humanly possible before I leave. It's my deadline. we always set deadlines for ourselves. At this point, I'm about to start writing my book again, which I don't know if I want to get into. Maybe I'll start writing something else. Who knows? But do I want to start writing something else and distract myself? It's the anxiety of writer brain. So I am trying to get a bunch of stuff done so that when I get up north, I can just concentrate on writing. So one of the things that I did yesterday, because it's that time of year again, this is the time of year where Alethea remembers just how many books and stories she has that are appropriate for Halloween, or just literally about Halloween. Okay? I've always wanted to write a Christmas story, and I mean, I've written a million, but only like 2 have been published. One day I will have a book published that is a Christmas story, and I've always made Christmas the goal. And while I was making Christmas the goal, I did not realize how many stories I had written about Halloween. Like the actual day of Halloween. Counterclockwise starts on Halloween. Red Lantern is a retelling of the Jack-o'-lantern tale that also happens right around Halloween. Haven starts at Halloween. I was doing a bunch of so what I did was I scheduled a bunch of promos, right? To remind everyone, because I remind myself just how many Halloween things I have. Little Witch and Wizard just came out this year. Halloween, it just says Halloween all over it. Bianca was originally drawing the Little Witch and the Little Wizard to promote for Halloween. And that's why when I said, hey, let's do a book. So I remembered, Nocturne Falls, duh. In fact, Nocturne Falls, despite the fact that Nocturne Falls is Halloween 24/7, it actually starts in November and goes through the end of the next school year, through the zombie prom. So technically, chronologically wise, however, Nocturne Falls, hello, you're gonna promote it to Halloween. So I started making my posts, my planned posts, so I could be reminding everyone that I have all these books so that they can please go buy them. If you see one of these posts, please share it. Tell the world that I have a Halloween book so that they can go buy it, so that I can be making some money while I'm writing this book. That's the goal, right? To be trying to also make income while I am being passive and writing a book. Hi, Debbie. So I started with Nocturne Falls, and I did the ads for that, and then I did the ads I made one for Red Lantern, like the short stories. So Red Lantern, Counterclockwise, and God of Last Moments. God of Last Moments is also super creepy. Those are all available on audiobook too. So I took the audio covers and I made a little graphic of those. So I put that up. Wild and Wishful, Dark and Dreaming has a bunch of spooky stories in it. That's also read by Kate Baker. So I did ads for Wild and Wishful, Dark and Dreaming. Then I did ads for, I can't even remember the order that I did them. But I tell you what, I almost forgot about Little Witch and Wizard. I almost forgot about Haven. Yeah, so I almost forgot about Haven. Then I was like, oh crap, Little Witch and Wizard. And then literally after I had put the computer away, I was like, hey, guess what, dumb butt? You wrote a book called Alpha Oops, H is for Halloween. You might want to tell people about that too. Hello, that was one of the very first ones published about Halloween. I have so many books about Halloween, it's a little ridiculous. Yup. So, back in the day, when the werepig would introduce me, he would tell people I got my start in horror. And I was always baffled by that because I was like, are you talking about the movies that I helped make when I was in college? Like, I have an IMDb listing for the movies I helped make when I was in college, and they were horror movies. But, hi Marty! How do you say I got my start in horror? Yeah, because I've written 72,000 Halloween books. Maybe. Oh my gosh. So yes, this Secret Princess is actually the amalgam of Tim Burton and Neil Gaiman and a little Terry Pratchett thrown in. And no one will believe me, by the way. I was having a conversation with an editor And I was telling him that I, would be interested in writing a book like XYZ. And I just sort of like spouted out, one of the stories that I had written and this world I had set it in. And he said, that's humor. Yeah, you can't really do humor unless you're Terry Pratchett. And I just had to shut my mouth because no one will believe, because I have been buried in the mid-list, no one will believe that I can write dark and magical and romantic and funny. No one believes it. Seriously. I could tell people all day long that I'm Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. Nope, no one will believe me. I have Grim Reaper. Oh my gosh, I forgot about hard-boiled horror. Okay, I didn't even talk about all the horror anthologies I've been a part of. I should have talked about that's hard to say. Hard-boiled horror. Edited by Jonathan Mayberry, has a story in it called Grim Reaper that Casey read, and she's like, well, this is your American Gods. It's so true, though. So true. I love Grim Reaper. That's the one that really needs to be a series on Netflix. When I originally wrote it, I wanted it to be a series for Marvel. And I wrote it, it was called like Grim Reaper 2012. Or I called it 2012 because it was about how in 2012 certain things happened on the divine plane and got screwed up. And they ended up like, the gods ended up hiring this woman to repossess souls. And I wrote it before 2012. Now that it was after 2012, I sort of had to rejigger my, 2012 still happened and it was horrible on the divine plane, but they were still experiencing fallout many years later. And so there were fewer souls to pick up. It's fine with me. It's like the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, right? I still maintain the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo had like one of the best plot lines, which is they let all the ghosts out of the trunk and now they had to go get them back. It was a perfect plot line. You had your monster of the week. You had a monster and you had to go get it back. It was perfect. So it's the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. Only it's the 13 repossessed souls of Grim Reaper. And that story is in hard-boiled horror. And it came out last year? The year before? I'm losing time again. Halloween bundle. Yeah, that's the problem. I can't make a bundle of them because I don't own the rights to all of these. Some of the stories I own the rights to. Honestly, if you want a Halloween bundle, here's the secret. You want a Halloween bundle? Go buy Wild and Wishful, Dark and Dreaming in book or audio because that has probably the most short stories altogether. It's got Red Lantern. It's got I don't think Counterclockwise is in there, but it's got God of Last Moments is in there. It's got Diary of a Ghost's Mistress is in there. Confessions of the Future Ex Mrs. X. I forget how I wrote that title. That title is messed up. It's kind of like hard-boiled horror. Hard-boiled horror. It's easier for me to say now. Gotta say it a few times. Oh, I have to do some recording in the studio today too. Oh, I can do it. Oh, Marty's back at work. Cheers to everyone who is back at work today. I am slowly feeling better. I wanted to take the weekend off and my sister showed up and I thought, oh great, now I'm gonna have to do family stuff all weekend. And this is awful because I shouldn't be grateful that my sister was sick, but my sister showed up sick and they were like, oh, I'm sorry, we don't want to do anything this weekend. And all I could think was, yay! I wanted a weekend to myself and I kind of got it. So I have been able to slowly get up every morning. I'm still not quite in the groove of the whole get up, do some meditation. I haven't found a good meditation app yet. All the meditation apps I try instantly start bombarding me with emails telling me to subscribe. I'm like, you're supposed to be giving me less anxiety, not more. And all of these emails that say, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, or sorry, you can't finish doing your meditation because you have to pay $69 a year. I can't afford $69 a year. I have to chill and I have to write. In order to write, I have to chill. And I can't chill if I can't afford the stupid app. It's catch-22 of anxiety. Welcome to 21st century America. It's frustrating. So anyway, I have to find some sort of something that I can use to meditate every morning. And I gotta tell you what, so far that thing has kind of been Mikey Talks. So Mikey Mason started putting out more, it's like a little podcasty thing, but it's very calm and he has a beautiful soothing voice and he's my friend. So when I hear his voice, it's calming because I know it's someone who genuinely cares for my well-being. And it's just lovely to hear his voice for like 10, 12, 15 minutes. That is meditative. So perhaps if I start listening to Mikey Talks, which he's going to put out like 2 or 3 times a week now, that will be my meditation. Excuse me. And then on the mornings when I don't have Mikey Talks, I can pick one of the other, step 1, because I can't get past step 1 of the other ones because I have to pay $69 a year. Putting on the wish list. Yay! So we're talking about wish lists. I have a wish list too. That I am always really good about this wish list because my mom needs ideas for Christmas. So we put it on the wish list. I also have a wish list for the library, which I should share. Some of these I want that are hardcovers that for whatever reason I'm missing one of them, probably because I lent it to someone who never gave it back. I'm missing my hardcover of The Hunger Games, the first book. I'm missing my hardcover of, is it called Carton Quitter? Anyway, the Diana Wynne Jones, there's 4 books, the books of Dale Mark, and I'm missing the first one. I have all the rest in hardcover, so I'm sure I lent it to someone. I'm missing the first Alana, the first adventure. However, I have so many different copies of that. It's tough to be like, I'm missing this one in this set because I have 3 other copies of it just in a different set. It's just, I wanted them to all match the pretty set and they don't. Problems of a library. # library problems. So anyway, so I wanted to get up in the morning and do my meditation and then do my stretches. Did I do that this morning? No. I woke up and went, what time is it? Oh my God, I need to go do a chat. And then do my morning pages, which I also have not done. But I pulled out my journal. It's been sitting right here for days. And I've thought about writing in it. So I've like mentally written in it. I just haven't actually physically written in it. Yeah, that needs to change. Also, I have some emails to get back to people because I have 2 more Princess Alethea's Traveling Sideshow tote bags that I was mailing out as thank you gifts for all my former cast members, and I still don't have 2 addresses. So I still need those. So again, I'm just trying to tie up all the loose ends, but doing all the promo. Did I do Nocturne Falls promo for the rest of the year? I hope I did. Because that's the thing about Nocturne Falls is that chronologically it's set in November, December, midwinter, because there's the Midwinter Masquerade. That short story is in Merry and Bright. And then it goes over into the spring. And then finally, Be Sphinxed ends with the Zombie Prom, which I'm assuming is, April, May. Still hot in Georgia, but having a zombie prom. Because that is something we would do at DragonCon. I miss writing in that world a lot. A lot. There's so many books. So anyway, what else do I need to do today? I need to do that stuff in the audio chamber. The audio chamber, also known as the studio. Yep, I mailed all those out. Yeah, I may start writing. Oh, I just want to leave. I need to pack up the rest of everything, though. Heart of Reiki. I'm going to write that down. Thanks, Nat. Oh, if I can... It's Heart of Reiki. Is that on YouTube? I'll look it up. I have a calming, meditative Pandora station but I get the free Pandora, so it's fun when you're just like, it's soothing, and it's the sound of birds and the sound of water trickling down a stream, and it's all beautiful, and there's maybe a small little panpipe or violin or something in the background, maybe a slow piano, and you hear the insects, the kind of the whir of the insects, and the crickets and the birds and the trickling, and maybe there's some wind in the leaves. And then there's a commercial about, I don't know, but there's a stain on your shirt and it's got to come out, and it's 10 times louder than everything you've just been listening to. And that is very, very distracting. So I can kind of only do that sort of meditation when I get that, click this button to get a free hour of Pandora with no commercials. Then I can do a meditation. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm looking forward to being in the car. Ooh, that's the thing I need to do. I need to do my soundtrack, my music for my phone. Because I'm going to reach some places on my drive that do not have internet. So I'm not going to be able to listen to my Pandora the whole time. I get all this stuff for free. I don't get the paid versions of stuff. I can't afford it. I can't even afford my own newsletter. Trust me, Tempest gives me crap about that as often as she can. She's on a cruise right now, which I'm thrilled about, because she can't give me crap about not having a newsletter. I'm like, I have a Patreon. People can subscribe to that. It's great. You can subscribe to that and get a bunch of free stuff. They don't. I have thousands of people on my newsletter list. I feel like it's thousands of people that are just waiting to unsubscribe. And I'm paying, what, $50 a month for that? No. God, I paid so much money to MailChimp. They should give me some money back. It's awful. Yeah. So yeah, apparently newsletters are supposed to be great, but I can't even afford my own newsletter. So, yep. Until I sell a book and I can afford all this stuff, I can't have it. Oh yeah, I have to call Bright House too and see if they can shut off my internet while I'm gone. Because that's, a good 120, 180 bucks that I won't be using because I won't be here. And I can just hopefully call them before I come back and have them turn it on. I've been thinking about not coming back until after Thanksgiving. We shall see. My dad's like, will it snow up north before you come back? Like, I don't know. Don't know when I'm coming back. In my dreams, I meet this super handsome guy that is non-toxic and actually respects me for who I am, and runs like a little B&B or a coffee shop up there. Ooh, like Luke's Diner in Gilmore Girls. Yeah. And we totally fall in love and decide that I'm going to stay up north forever. I have a feeling that's probably not going to happen though. So I'll be back. I'll be back by Christmas. I'll be home for Christmas, as the song says. I'll be home to watch Hallmark movies where a girl can drive up north and fall in love with a guy who runs a coffee shop in a small town in Vermont. How meta is that? Oh my God. Yeah, Debbie, I believe a lot of things. And only horrible things have happened to me relationship-wise. So I have stopped believing in those. But I write about them. I still believe in magic. I just don't believe in that. Yep, I'm just going to write about them. That is so much safer. Yes, so much safer. But it does make me want to write it makes me want to write the Impractical Magic book. Oh my gosh, what did I watch last night? It's a new movie, and it's a Mar Vista movie, which is, I watch all of these around Christmas time. They're like Hallmark level budget, but done really pretty well. Mar Vista has done a pretty good job, and the writing and the acting is usually not that bad. And there's a new one on Netflix called Falling in Love, and in is spelled with 2 N's, and it's about a girl from San Francisco who's super busy and overworked, and her whole entire corporation gets like a tweet one day and finds out that the head umbrella company has gone out of business and they've all just been fired. But like a couple of days before, she had gotten drunk and entered this contest for winning an inn in New Zealand. And turns out she won the inn. So she goes to New Zealand and the inn is actually a piece of trash money pit. There's a goat. I mean, it's beautiful. It's very beautiful. It's very money pit, funny farm, set in New Zealand. And of course, there's a hot guy in this small town, because there has to be. So she and the hot guy, you know, they have an abrasive relationship at first, and then they slowly get to know each other. So you're like, aw, you guys get to know each other. And then they start working on the house together, and it's just the absolute cutest movie. And there's only really one scene where they walk through New Zealand, and even she says, wow, I can't believe this is all the same country. And it's beautiful. And it makes, you know, I've never been to New Zealand. I've always wanted to go to New Zealand. But this movie made me less want to go to New Zealand and more just write all of these ridiculous contemporary romance ideas that I have sitting in the back of my brain. I have so many of those. So many. But if I start one now, that's just that longer that the Oz book gets put off. So I just need to finish writing the Oz book. And this is why I hate my brain. I hate anxiety brain so much, because there's so much in it and so much I want to write and so much I feel I have to write in a certain order that often things just don't get done. And instead I try to finish my to-do list before I go up north so that I can write the Oz book. I mean, that's kind of what happened before Storm Chasing. I outlined an entire fantasy novel for a middle grade novel, and then didn't want to start writing it because I was about to go storm chasing and launch into the making notes for the Oz book and the Oz book. So I jumped in it, and it took me super long to write, but it's a super amazing book. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why it takes me so long to write. It's constantly a fight. It's a war against everything in my head. And I wish it wasn't a war. I mean, why does it have to be antagonistic? Why can't I just embrace all of the things and write whatever I want on whatever day? I used to do that when I was in high school, right? Mom would yell at us to go outside, so I would go out on the deck, on the dock, over the lake, and I would just bring a notebook and write whatever. And if I didn't want to write on the legacy or I didn't have it, I would write something else. I would write a story or an idea, or, I mean, heck, I wasn't even finishing things back then. I would just write half-finished stuff, just whatever I felt like. Why can't I do that anymore? I have all this pressure to finish writing something so that I can pay my bills. But for the last year, I've sort of been paying my bills. Now, granted, I live down here when I could be living up here if I actually published a novel, but I've been paying my bills with some freelance stuff, so part of the meditation and the calming and the stretches and the pages and all of these things is to teach me that there should be less of a war in my brain. And, yeah, more of a dialogue. Me actually loving writing instead of feeling like it's against me. Because you do this for so long, and I swear to God, the next person that says it's a marathon, not a sprint, is going to get my shoe thrown at their head. When you've been doing this for so long, and your career has been using you as a punching bag, it is really hard to love what you do as an artist. It is really, really hard. So, it was already a fight with the anxiety, and now it's a fight with that too. And I wish there was just a better way. Patreon helps make that better. You guys support me on Patreon. That helps me pay the bills, and it makes that fight a little bit less loud. So I appreciate all of you who support me on Patreon, even if it's only $1. I really appreciate it. Obviously, the more you give, the more you get, but all of it is to help support me and help me in this fight against the war in my head. The war against the war. So meta. This actually would have been a good topic for, I keep thinking about doing that too, the Princess in the Dark. Dark Side of the Princess. That's it. Dark Side of the Princess. Because you know Leia had some kind of dark side, right? I mean, her dad was a Sith. The potential is always there. So, yeah, Dark Side of the Princess. That would have been a good topic for that. In the meantime, now I have drawn my beautiful little pyramid doodle here. I guess I should get back to work. Or maybe, I don't know, eat some breakfast. Get some more coffee. In the last mug. Today, the theme was the last mug. Kit Steele, matcha, dragon. Spoilers for next month, my treasure box people are getting random bundles of Kit Steele prints. I will explain why later, but yeah, I'm super excited. Yes, and if you subscribe to the treasure box before then, I'm going to have to contact Kit and get some more prints. Which I can do since, you know, I know where she lives. But yeah, I have them already packaged up and packed up so that I wouldn't have to worry about that for October. So that's kind of already done. But if you subscribe to the treasure box, I will get Kit to put together a package for me, for you, of random prints mailed straight from her house. I will have no idea what's in them. And yes, a whole bundle. I'm not kidding you guys. A bundle of prints. Just kind of like last year after Dragon Con, Autumn Fredrickson gave me randomly, here, I don't want to take this home. And magically, that's what my treasure box patrons got. So this year, your treasure box present is a bundle of Kit Steele prints. I'm so super excited. I love my artistic friends who can do things like, here's the last mug. So this is my great, I have so many great memories from this year at Dragon Con. But this mug and looking at this mug and drinking out of this mug reminds me of all of the gifts that I was given this year at Dragon Con. I should write that in my essay too. I love you guys so much. I should sign off. Oh, Nat, everybody tells me I can write to them. I don't actually want to talk about my anxiety. This is literally all I want to talk about. This is it. This is me talking to all of you. When I sign off, I go back to work. I don't want to talk about it. If I wanted to talk about it, I would say it on here. So thank you all for being here and listening to my therapy session. I love you all so much. Seriously. My life is so much better with you in it. I say it all the time because it's true. Mwah. I love you all. Have a great week. And next time I see you, I will not be here. Yay! Have a great week, everyone.